From a stolen airport car that left devastation in its wake, and a sport bike rider who turned the highway into a death-defying stunt show, to a carjacking duo whose run ended in chaos, and much more. Here are the craziest moments when high-speed police chases end in tragic crashes.
I got one. You in the Army?
Military too.
Ooh, boy, you in trouble.
Kiss your ass goodbye.
It started as just another quiet evening on Interstate 95. Around 5:27 p.m. on April 11, 2021, Georgia State Patrol troopers were watching for traffic violations near mile marker 97 when a silver sport bike caught their attention. The rider blew past without a tag in sight, not the kind of detail most people overlook. But instead of pulling over, this rider had other plans, ones that involved high speed, high stakes, and a level of recklessness that would shock even veteran officers. The troopers weren't chasing an ordinary commuter. This rider took things up a notch, darting between cars with barely inches to spare. Using the center line like a racetrack and both shoulders like bonus lanes, he turned the interstate into his personal escape route. As the roundabout near Belfast-Keller Road came into play, things took a turn he didn't expect. The rider made his move to jump back onto the highway, but gravity and one well-placed patrol unit had other plans.
He ran into my car, he 1050. He's running. I got it. Put the hand behind your back.
The rider, later identified as Gabriel Luis Rivera, was not just some thrill-seeking motorcyclist, he was an active-duty U.S. Army soldier stationed at Fort Stewart. After surrendering on foot and being evaluated for minor injuries, Rivera told troopers he had maxed out his bike at 187 miles per hour. He was arrested, taken to Bryan County Jail, and hit with a long list of charges that could follow him far beyond the barracks. If there's a lesson here, it's that fleeing from law enforcement at breakneck speeds isn't just reckless, it's career-ending.
I got one. You in the Army?
Military too.
Ooh, boy, you in trouble.
Kiss your ass goodbye.
You see that right here? I'm retired. He's prime military. You on Fort Stewart? Sergeant Major Fennerton, you know who he is? Division Sergeant Major, a buddy of mine. I'm finna call him right now on your stupid ass.
Hey, look, I'm still going to head up there.
You're done. Your career is over. I'm going to make sure of that.
It started just before 4 p.m. on May 11, 2025. A black Mitsubishi Eclipse was flagged in a statewide alert tied to a chilling carjacking out of Fort Myers. Two armed women, one tall with tattoos and another shorter, had allegedly taken the vehicle by force near Bell Boulevard. Somewhere on the interstate, they were blending in with afternoon traffic, or so they thought. But what looked like an ordinary crossover would soon become the centerpiece of a reckless, high-stakes pursuit that no one on that highway could ignore.
Update on all the units. Advise, somebody speak up. Fort Myers, 1033 traffic. Don't show up.
When the driver spotted what was waiting ahead, instincts kicked in, but instincts weren't enough. Swerving hard, she lost grip, and the next few seconds became a blur of barriers, tires, and chaos she couldn't recover from.
Fort Myers 794, U48. Vehicle southbound, did not exit. Yeah, that's simple.
The driver, identified as Stacy Rebecca Leah, and her passenger Pryor Miranda Lee were both taken into custody after the crash and airlifted to Gulf Coast Medical Center for medical clearance. Deputies recovered a loaded .32 caliber Smith & Wesson revolver that had reportedly been tossed from the vehicle mid-pursuit. That weapon, along with the reckless driving and suspected carjacking, painted a clear picture of what they were running from. But no matter the reason, one truth held steady: when someone tries to outrun the Florida Highway Patrol, it never ends well. It was supposed to be just another late morning on Interstate 530, calm lanes, smooth traffic, and nothing out of the ordinary. But on July 4th, 2025, one driver had other plans. As Sergeant T. Harris tried pulling over a purple Dodge Charger for a simple traffic violation, the man behind the wheel chose chaos instead of compliance. That decision kicked off a high-speed mess that would cross counties' test troopers and tear through more than just road lines.
It's going 141, 28. Traffic, light.
1041 traffic, 141,
Still 30 westbound, passing 118.
10-4 passing 118.
You got up on 118 service road, 118 service road.
10-4 copy, taking the 118 service road.
Once the Charger hit triple-digit speeds, it was like watching a missile on wheels. At 167 miles per hour, every move felt like a countdown to disaster, weaving, surging, and skating by on sheer luck.
Still 30 westbound on the service road. Speed of 150.
interstate?
10-4. I'm getting on the third row now.
As the pursuit snaked through multiple exits and overpasses, it all came crashing down, literally near a tangled roundabout. There, in a split-second miscalculation, both the suspect and trooper James Booth lost traction and control, setting off a violent tumble that flipped their vehicles like toys in a blender.
He's bitten.
10-4.
Red dog, vehicle overturn.
10 forward 20.
Incredibly, both the suspect and trooper Booth walked away without serious injuries. The driver, later identified as John Robert Stevenson Jr., was taken into custody and now faces a mountain of charges, including first and second-degree battery, reckless driving, fleeing, and damaging a civilian's brand-new Toyota Grand Highlander. It's the kind of holiday headline no one wants to see. Just a reminder, the gas pedal might be easy to press, but the consequences are a whole lot harder to walk away from.
Oh my gosh.
It all started on the morning of April 8, 2024, when a stolen vehicle vanished from Cleveland Hopkins Airport. But this wasn't some quiet theft followed by a discreet escape. This one took a loud, fast, and dangerous turn across multiple highways. The man behind the wheel, 23-year-old Michael Scruggs, seemed determined to outrun every siren and every state trooper in his path. What followed was a high-speed game of cat and mouse that pushed both man and machine past the breaking point.
Coming up to the toll gate for 76.
Campfield EMS 224 southbound. Okay.
Go the other way. Okay?
5176, you entered that bike.
Right, we're getting back on.
Where's it going?
Office 13, light traffic still. 50 Cleveland Q, check for aviation if possible. Street 114, still southbound, passing exit 14.
Oh my gosh.
South Ave and 224.
That trooper's crash wasn't just another pursuit-related injury, it ended a life. The man struck in that intersection didn't make it, turning this chase from dangerous to devastating. Michael Scruggs was finally captured on Interstate 76, but the damage had already been done. Now he's facing major charges in both Ohio and Pennsylvania, with far more than traffic violations on the table. Some decisions don't just risk lives, they take them. It was Tuesday, February 21st, 2023, when a black Dodge Charger decided to make Interstate 40 its personal racetrack. Conway police were the first to respond, but it didn't take long for the Arkansas State Police to step in. As the chase headed toward Crystal Hill, one trooper took the lead, but just as things were heating up, unexpected technical issues threw a wrench in the game plan. That moment marked a shift, and with speeds climbing and risks multiplying, the pressure was on to take control fast.
There's 40 east. 140, 152. 40 east, 152. Speed 90, we're on the left shoulder now. Speed 90, left shoulder. Back Avenue, speeds 112. Press the flight, JFK, speeds 1.
Just when it looked like things couldn't escalate further, the pursuit veered into a stretch of road where strategy met opportunity. A calculated move brought the wild ride to a stop, but not in the way the driver hoped. Once the vehicle was disabled, the driver, later identified as Corey Simmons, bolted on foot, likely thinking he could outpace the law one last time. That sprint didn't last long. A brief struggle followed, ending only after a single well-placed strike convinced Simmons to give up the fight. After being checked by paramedics and cleared medically, he was hauled back to Faulkner County. Let this be a reminder: no amount of horsepower can outrun a bad decision. High beam sirens and a battered pickup flying down a Georgia highway at over 100 miles per hour. That was the scene on April 6, 2021, just before midnight. What began as a simple traffic stop spiraled into a high-stakes pursuit, with an impaired driver tossing mystery items out the window like it was a moving garage sale. Forsyth County deputies were doing everything they could to keep up, but when they called in the Georgia State Patrol, the tempo changed instantly.
I couldn't understand you. Can you speak up? That's your next exit. You're coming up to exit 5.
All right. Yeah, we just passed the sign for next exit, so we're getting there. Spalding Drive ready.
Here's Spalding Drive.
He's throwing more stuff out the window. As we pass the 55-mile-an-hour speed limit sign and under the exit 5 sign. I see some blue lights up ahead. I think it's going to be my troopers.
On a stretch of highway where one wrong twitch can flip a vehicle, a bold maneuver came out of nowhere. It was the kind of high-speed gamble that only ends one of two ways, and this one ended in a way the driver never saw coming.
You done now, boy. trooper's taking the lead. This will be over with in just a second, probably.
Every second on that stretch of highway was borrowed time, and when one trooper finally took the risk to shut it all down, the results were instant, undeniable, and game-ending.
Found the old tow booth. Looks like they're about to pin him. No, they pin him. 41. He's flipped and rolled and hit the wall.
Clear on 41.
Holy shit!
75 being ready. 25, everybody else go back in the county. I'll be out here
Extremely 1049.
50 to 50.
Once the dust settled and the suspect's vehicle was fully boxed and the takedown unfolded with practiced speed, officers pulled up weapons drawn and pulled the driver, later identified as Jansen Cardell Jones, from the cab. He turned out to have a suspended license, active warrants for drug-related charges, and a car full of tossed contraband. Jones was taken into custody and now faces felony, fleeing, DUI, drugs, reckless driving, and a laundry list of other charges. At the end of the day, when the state boys show up, it's not a matter of if you're getting caught, it's just how soon. If the plan was to disappear into the night, someone forgot to tell Eric Boyce that taillights aren't optional. On January 24, 2024, he crossed the Oklahoma-Arkansas line in a blue Nissan Kicks, fleeing from Roland police like he had something to prove. But the minute he rolled into Arkansas, Arkansas State Police rolled in too, and they don't play guessing games at 100 miles per hour.
Eastbound traffic is getting a little heavier.
Right behind it. One of you by the 10.
10 towards the 10.
Can we get up there and get him off? The traffic's going to be perfect to pit him if we can. Okay, Fort Smith, the vehicle's on the shoulder, eastbound, still over 100.
10-4, shoulder eastbound over 100.
Okay, he's back off the shoulder in the left lane, coming past the 13, get on the ramp, or the 12, get on the ramp, coming up on the 13 exit.
13 exit.
Vehicle is blacked out, no lights.
10-4.
Fort Smith, you and hold there, you see if they've got any spikes.
I'm for public service with Crawford right now.
Passing the 13, speeds at about 115.
The first tactical move from the lead trooper didn't stick, but hesitation wasn't part of the plan. On the second go, the suspect had no idea just how fast the tables were about to turn.
Try and get him out here.
10-4.
TDI, just past the 13, stand by.
10-4.
Once the dust settled and the wheels stopped spinning, Eric Boyce and his passenger Morris Turner were both taken into custody without further incident. Boyce refused medical help, but Turner complained of a shoulder injury and was briefly hospitalized before being booked. A search of the vehicle revealed 2 blue canvas bags packed with what appeared to be large amounts of marijuana. All in all, it's another classic case of a high-speed decision that didn't even make it past the state line without flipping literally.
Oh, you're right now. 41 rollover, 41 rollover.
It was just another routine traffic stop on December 4th, 2024, until it wasn't. As Georgia deputies waved cars through a safety checkpoint, one white Hyundai Elantra made a snap decision that flipped the script entirely. Instead of stopping, the driver floored it, rocketing off at a speed that didn't just break the law, it shredded it. What followed was a reckless display of desperation that no one on that road will forget anytime soon.
Get him behind the car. 41 rollover, 41 rollover.
Neither the driver, later identified as Carjuan Eugene Hampton, nor his passenger Sean Michael Gatlin had buckled up a choice they likely regretted after meeting the windshield head-on. Deputies later recovered 46 grams of marijuana scattered from the vehicle, packaged and ready for distribution. Hampton is now facing charges including felony marijuana possession, fleeing from law enforcement, and reckless driving, while Gatlin's charges include tampering with evidence and obstruction. 2 hospital beds, 1 totaled Elantra, and a court date they won't be missing. That's how this one ended. It was just after noon on June 5, 2025, when a Franklin County deputy pulled alongside a 2025 Honda Civic at a busy intersection in Columbus, Ohio. The light turned green, the driver signaled left, and for a split second, it looked like just another routine patrol moment. But that calm was short-lived. The deputy activated his lights expecting compliance. Instead, what he got was the start of a chase that would push traffic laws and luck to the breaking point. Law enforcement didn't hesitate. As smoke cleared and the vehicle lay tipped on its side, officers moved in. They broke through the rear glass, pulled out the suspects, and took stock of the wreckage. 1 arrest, 1 hospital trip, and 1 unlucky civilian with a broken toe. This chase ended with the kind of impact that echoes far beyond the crash site. Not every stolen ride gets a Hollywood ending, and this Civic certainly didn't.
Turning. Gonna go north on Robson.
He wrecked out.
Malcolm Curry probably didn't expect to make headlines that Friday evening. But on December 20th, 2024, he made one decision that changed the entire course of his night, bolting from a traffic stop in a Chrysler 300 with expired tags. Trooper Chase Landry had only just lit him up when Curry darted off the exit and squeezed past another vehicle in the turn lane. What followed wasn't just illegal, it was chaotic. Curry had just signed up for a high-stakes game he wasn't ready to finish.
He's passing on the right shoulder. Speed's 121. Monitor traffic. We're going to take the 4. Westbound on Colonel Glenn. Westbound Colonel Glenn.
No matter how fast you go, physics always catches up. As the Chrysler tried to carve its way onto Lawson Road, things got messy. A sudden miscalculation brought everything crashing down right into a place that definitely wasn't on the driver's GPS.
I'm secondary. I'll call it. We're passing David O'Donnell now, westbound. Speed to 90. Turning. Gonna go north on Robson.
He wrecked out.
After the crash, Curry still tried to escape on foot, but Trooper Hunter Glover was ready. Once in custody, a search of his vehicle uncovered more than just bad decisions. 2 pounds of marijuana, nearly 50 ecstasy pills, bottles of suspected promethazine, and several boxes of mushrooms. He's now facing a long list of charges, including possession with intent to deliver and fleeing. Safe to say, Curry's attempt to outrun the law ended about as well as you'd expect. That chase might be over, but trust me, it's far from the wildest one out there. Go check out the next video to see how things get even more intense. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.